Hello, welcome to Active Life. I'm Tammy. Today we are going to be focusing on hips and knees. So please join me, grab a nice sturdy chair, a water bottle, and you're going to want an extra chair on hand for the end of our practice today. Okay, you can start by sitting nice and comfortably in your chair. Go ahead and relax your shoulders away from your ears. Plant your feet firmly on the ground. If you're a little on the shorter side and your feet don't come all the way to the floor comfortably when you're sitting back, you can always place a block or a blanket or something under your feet to make it more comfortable. Go ahead and close your eyes, or you can leave your eyes open and just soften your gaze down toward the floor or toward your lap. And take just a moment to slow your breathing. Maybe letting that happen very gradually, taking each breath just a little bit slower than the breath that came before it. Pause for just a split second between your inhale and your exhale, feeling a little space between each breath. And then go ahead, blink your eyes open, roll out the shoulders, and let's get started on working those hips and knees. We're going to lift up a little bit taller. Take your shoulders up right over your hips. Feel like you're lifting up right through the crown of your head. And let's start warming up those hips by just using them to walk forward and back in your chair. Okay, nice and easy does it. Just bringing a little bit of warmth into the hips. You're going to do that a few times, and maybe each time you walk forward, you lead with the opposite hip. So we usually have a more dominant side and a side that's a little weaker, so we want to make sure we're working both sides. And we're going to do that one more time. This time we're going to come out closer toward the edge of our chair. Still make sure you're well supported, but we want to be away from the back of the chair and have some space to work in front of us. And we're going to start with a heel slide. Okay, so you want to keep your whole foot on the ground or on the floor if you can. Start on your right side and just slide that foot away nice and long, and then slide the foot back in. Do the same thing on the other side. Slide your foot away, slide it back in. If you're doing this at home on a nice smooth surface like a hardwood floor, you can always put like maybe a towel or a slider underneath your foot just to make that movement a little bit smoother. Just sliding away, nice length to the leg and back in. And maybe we'll add a little arm movement in here. Maybe stretching the opposite arm as we stretch out that leg. So we're starting to bring a little bit of fluid into the leg and the knee. Breathing in, creating length through the body, and exhaling back. One more time on each side. Breathe in, Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, back to this right side. We're going to leave the knee bent, and we're just going to slide that foot out, opening to the side, and then slide your foot back in. Same thing on the other side. Breathe in, sliding out, and then slide back in. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Okay, maybe back to that little coordination movement. So let's stretch that arm out the opposite way and back. Breathe in, breathe out. And always remembering this is your workout. So maybe you're not stretching the leg out quite as far. That's okay. Just work with what you feel is comfortable for you today. And back in. All right, let's see if we can put those moves together. So we're going to start with that heel slide away and then back in. And then sliding out wide and back. Other side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale away. Exhale back. And out. And maybe as you warm up, just maybe you find those movements getting a little bit bigger. But again, it's all good. So whatever feels all right for you today. Okay, one more time each way. Breathe in, breathe out, inhale, exhale, and last one. And exhale back. Nice job. Okay, we're going to rest our hands right at our hips, and we're going to do a little slow march. So lift on the right, and then the left. Easy does it. Try to stay nice and tall as you do this slow march, and see if you can keep your shoulders stacked right up over those hips. And again, maybe we'll add a little coordination, little arm movement, working a little bit of shoulder along with this. Looking good, everybody. Okay, lift up. And then we're going to take a step out to the side and step back in. Lift up. Oh, feeling it in the hip flexor. And then nice big lift, almost like you were taking that leg to step out of your car. And then nice big movement again, lifting the leg like you were stepping back into your car. Okay, we do that lift up extension, hold it there for just a second, and then big step out and big step back. Reach, step out, step in, extend, step out, step back, extend, step out, step back. And then we're going to scoop under that right knee. And let's see if we can draw that knee in a little bit closer to the chest. And same on the other side. Okay, let's start with a nice big breath up. And exhale, scoop under your knee and draw your knee in toward your nose. Breathe in, breathe out. And some of you are giggling and you're saying, my knee doesn't come anywhere close to my nose, but that's okay. Okay, so just come as close as you comfortably can. Just feel the stretch and then release it down. Breathe in, breathe out, and hug the knee as close as you can comfortably come. Okay, maybe one more time on each side. Breathe in, breathe out, and one more. Inhale and exhale. Nice work. Okay, we're going to start working on getting out of our chair. But first, we're going to do a little knee extension. Okay, so sitting nice and tall, shoulders come up over the hips. And we're going to stretch out that right side and then the left side. Right and left. A couple more times each way. Extend. Extend. Remember to check in with your posture. Make sure you're still sitting up nice and tall, knees over hips. Last one. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to start this off. Place your hands on your thighs. Push it to both feet and engage the thighs. And we're going to push off on the knees, on the thighs, come to a standing position. Push your weight back into your heels. And we're going to stretch out just like we were going to sit back down in that chair, but we're going to stop here. Okay, take a breath in. Take a breath out. And then go ahead. Sit all the way back down. Make sure you know where your chair is as you're coming down. Okay, ready to try that again? Hands on the thighs. Push into the thighs, into the feet. Come all the way up. And then we're going to come back. Weight in the heels. Sink back into your hips, just like you were about to sit back down. And we're going to stop just before our bottom hits the chair. And hold it. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then go ahead, come all the way back down. Again, always know where your chair is. Okay, let's try that again. If you want to keep pushing off on the legs with the hands, that's okay. But you could also try this without the help of your hands. So if you want to get them out of the way, you can just cross right at the chest. Breathe in and exhale. Push into the feet. Come all the way up to standing. And then we're going to sink those hips back. Try to stop just before we sit into that chair and breathe in. Breathe out. And then go ahead. Come all the way back down. Cross the arms. Okay, let's try it again. Breathe in. Breathe out. Push into the feet. Lift yourself up. Sink the hips back. Pull your weight out of your toes, out of the balls of your feet, all the way back into the heels. Hold it. Breathe in. Breathe out. And come all the way back down. Nice job. We're going to do that one more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Lift up. Pull the weight back to the heels. Almost sitting down in that chair. Hold it. Breathe in. Breathe out. And this time we're going to come back up to a standing position. And, oh, good timing. I couldn't have sat back down anyway. Comfortable, Cleo? All right. Come over to the right side of your chair. And we're going to use the chair for some support while we work on some standing poses. All right, we are going to start off by bringing your weight into, how about your right foot? Okay, you can hang on to the chair the whole time that we're going through this sequence if you would like to. So that's what our chair is here for. Okay, so start off one hand on the chair, and we're going to take your left leg and you're going to reach it back behind you, toes starting off on the ground. And then if you can, I want to see if you can pull those toes off of the floor, extending the leg back behind you. So working the hip here. And then you're going to take that foot, roll it all the way down. And when you land, you want to have your shoulders stacked right over your hips. We're going to come into a little mini lunge here. So keep the shoulders over the hips, and you're going to bend both knees and sink down. I only want you to sink down to a point that you are confident you can lift back up from. So don't feel like you have to be doing a really deep lunge. So your lunge could be just an inch or two. Okay, so find that spot you're confident that you have the strength to get up from. And then when you exhale your breath, you're going to lift back up, straightening out both legs. Okay, we want our back heel planted. You're going to take your free hand, rest it behind your back, take a breath in. And when you exhale your breath, keep those nice long straight legs and start folding from your hip. And you can stop wherever you feel a nice comfortable stretch in the legs. Okay, so you might be feeling it right here. Don't feel like you need to go any deeper than what's comfortable stretch for you. Okay, we're going to fold for that stretch, hold it. And then when you're ready, go ahead and lift back up. It's okay to use the chair for a little assistance to get back up. And we're going to go through that all over again. So our weight comes into our front foot. We lift the back leg. Set your foot down. Little mini lunge. Breathe in on your way down. And exhale on your way up. We straighten both legs. Rest free hand behind the back. And fold down for a nice, wonderful stretch. And lift back up. Okay, we come into our leg extension. If you want to try it without the chair, you can, but you don't have to. So if you want to hang on to the chair the whole time, that's okay. Okay, back heel comes down, shoulders over hips. We sink down for our lunge. Exhale, lift back up. Breathe in, hand or hands behind the back. And when you exhale, fold forward. And lift back up. Okay, let's do that that one more time. Weight comes into the front foot. We extend the back leg. Set your foot down. Inhale, bend both knees for your little mini lunge. Exhale, lift back up. Use your breath to help. Breathe in, hands behind the back. And exhale, fold forward. And come all the way up. Nice work. Okay, we're going to step the feet together. And then you're going to come behind your chair. Okay, you are going to stand right behind where you can hang on to the chair for a little bit of balance support. Okay, so I want you to stand right where I am right now, comfortably reaching your chair. And then I am going to move my chair out of the way just so that you can see what I'm doing. Otherwise, the chair is going to block the view. Okay, so from behind your chair, you're going to take your right foot and take a nice big step out wide, and we're going to stretch out our arms into a star pose. And then you're going to turn your palms down and draw back with your little pinky fingers, feeling this wonderful stretch across your chest. As you exhale your breath, we're going to fold from the hip, keeping a nice strong back. And again, work with what's comfortable. Don't fold any more than what your body says is okay. And then we're going to breathe in, lift back up, step the feet together. And when you step together, we want to bring the knees together if we can. And then we're going to take hands together or hands on the chair because this is a little bit of balance. And you're going to bend your right knee, flex your foot. So we're working our hamstring on this right side. And then set your foot down. Okay, let's do the same thing on the left side. We take a nice big step out wide, stretch the arms out into star, and then turn your palms down. Draw back with your little pinky fingers and fold forward. Inhale, lift up, back to star. And exhale, step your feet together. Knees together. And then little hamstring curl, foot is flexed. Balance and leg strength together. And set that foot down. Okay, go back over to the right side. Breathe in, star. Turn the palms down, pull the pinkies back, and fold forward. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, step together, and the knees together. We balance, curl that hamstring, and then set your foot down. Left side. Breathe in, pinkies back, exhale, fold. Breathe in, breathe out. Hands together or hands on the chair, and curl that hamstring, foot is flexed, engage your core, hold it here, set your foot down. Right side, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Left side, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. One more time on each side. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Balance and exhale. Set your foot down. Okay, so we should have ended that sequence right behind your chair. Okay, that's exactly where you want to be. We're going to place our hands back on that chair and we are going to take our right foot and take a step back. Go ahead, use your chair for balance. And we're going to roll this back heel down. So when we work and stretch and strengthen the muscles around the knee, we strengthen it and hopefully that will stabilize it and reduce any pain that you normally feel in that knee. You can just hold this right here, hands on the back of the chair if you need to. If you want to try this, maybe letting one arm go. And if you still feel stable, maybe letting the other arm go. Broaden out the shoulders. And then we are going to lean forward. Okay, remember, this can all be done just with hands resting on the back of the chair. And then lift back up and step the feet together. Okay, other side. Pull your weight into your right foot. Take a nice, good step back with your left foot. You want to roll that heel down as close to the ground as you can comfortably get it to come. So we want to feel this nice long stretch in our calf and our Achilles tendon. Okay, and you can just hold onto the chair or we can extend one or both arms. And then maybe add a little extension, hinging forward from your hip. And then we lift back up and step the feet together. Okay, we're going to do that one more time on each side. Step your right toes back. Roll your heel down. Go ahead and take one or both arms extended if that's comfortable. Really grounding through that back heel. Feeling that lovely stretch. And then hinge forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, and other sides. Touch the toes back. Allow gravity to slowly pull that heel down toward the earth. Add the extension if that's in your practice today. Breathe in. And with your exhale, hinge forward. Get a little more length in the back of that leg. And then breathe in and exhale, step the feet back together. We are going to come around and work our sequence on the left side of the chair. So go ahead, come over to the left. Okay, and this time we're going to step the right foot back so we can work the opposite side. Okay, hand on the chair to start off with. And we're going to lift that right leg back behind us. Set your foot down. Make sure your shoulders come right over your hips. And we're going to do that mini lunge. Both knees bent. We lift down to a point we're confident we can get up from. And exhale, lift. And then one hand comes behind the back. Take a breath in. And exhale. And fold forward. Lift up tall. Take your weight into your front leg. Extend the back leg behind you. Set the leg down. Bend both knees. Mini lunge. Exhale. It's okay if you need to use the chair to help you back up. And then with long, straight legs, fold forward. And then lift. Okay, you can keep a hand on the chair if you need it. If you want to try a little more challenge, you can take that hand off. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more time. Come all the way up, right into our balance. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Reach back. Breathe in. And exhale, fold down. Breathe in. And exhale, step your feet together. Okay, we are going to come into our final sequence. So you're going to need your extra chair here. And you're going to place the chairs so that they are facing each other. Okay, having a seat in one of those chairs. We are going to walk our feet out a little bit wider than hips distance apart. Okay, and you can decide anything beyond that is just your comfort level. We want to sit up nice and tall in that chair. Breathe in. And then with your exhale, you're going to reach for that chair in front of you for a nice comfortable stretch. So we're well supported with both chairs. And you can place your hands either on the seat of that other chair, or you can reach for the back of that other chair. If you're not sure which one is for you, you can try it both ways and just see what feels better. And now that we're all warmed up, we really want to hold this stretch and really see if we can open those hips here add some range of motion and flexibility. Take some slow, deep breaths. So once we pass about the age of 40, we really need to start holding stretches longer so that we can maintain our flexibility. So it takes a longer hold as we get older. And then we're going to back off on this stretch. Nice and easy. Lift back up. We're going to keep one leg out of the way, and we're going to take our other leg. Doesn't really matter which one you start with. We're going to do both sides. And you're going to extend that leg out on the chair in front of you. So if you have a little more trouble getting down onto the floor and back up than you used to, this is a great way to bring the floor up to make this more accessible. So we are going to bring ourselves in line with that extended leg. Take a breath in. And maybe this is all we're going to do is sit here with the shoulders stacked over the hips. So if you already feel a stretch, you don't have to do anything more than this. If you feel like you want something a little bit more, you can reach in, again, folding always from the hip, and maybe bring the hands a little bit closer toward the toes. You can also take your toes, flexing your foot, bringing your toes a little bit closer to you. And again, we're going to hold this. Nice, long, slow breaths. Maybe even imagining that breath is coming right down through the body into the whole length of that leg. If we leaned forward, we're going to draw ourselves back up to bring the shoulders up over the hips. And we're going to do that same stretch on the other side. So we're going to relax that leg down, take our focus over to the other leg. Nice long extension with that leg. Okay, sit up with your shoulders over your hips. Just let the leg relax for a couple of breaths. And when you're ready, you can maybe flex that foot, pulling your toes closer. Or you could lean in just a little bit if you feel like you want to take the stretch even farther. You can do both, so you can lean in and flex the foot. Just find the stretch that's right for you. And if your breath got shallow, because it can when we're putting our body in a position that it's not used to, try to consciously relax the breath. Long and deep. And when you're ready, take the shoulders back up over the hips if they're not already there. And we're going to relax the stretch. We are going to move into a modified pigeon pose. If the hips are really, really tight, you might want to do this with both chairs. So I'm going to demonstrate this first on both chairs, and then I'm going to show you how to do it just with a single chair if you'd rather do it that way. So we're going to go back over to this first side. This time we're going to bend the knee. So you can bring this chair as close into you or as far apart as you need to. And you want to let this knee fall out wide to the side, opening up the hip and the thigh. We're going to start off again with shoulders stacked up over the hips. And then exhaling if you need to, folding toward the other chair, stopping wherever you feel that stretch, which you should be feeling in your outer hip. If you would rather just do this stretch with one chair, again, we can modify by crossing our feet down at the ankles. Again, feeling yourself roll that leg out, knee falling out to the side, leaning forward. Or if you have the flexibility for it, you can cross over your other leg. Breathe in, roll the shoulders out, and exhale, lean forward from here. Always keep in mind there's not a right or a wrong. There's not good or bad. There's simply what your body is right now and working with what feels comfortable and what's going to get your body stronger and healthier. And then again, bring the shoulders up over the hips before we release the stretch. And we're going to switch sides. Okay, so we've got double chairs. We're going to rest that foot on the chair in front of us. If you just want to use one chair, we're crossing at the ankle. Make sure you let the knee fall out wide to open up the hip. Or we can cross over the opposite thigh. Breathe in and exhale. If you need a deeper stretch, go ahead. Hinge forward. Make sure heart stays lifted. And again, if you feel yourself tightening up in your chest or the rest of your body because the hip is really tight, consciously see if you can let that tension go. Slow the breathing. Imagine breathing into that hip. Just let the body relax. When you're ready, go ahead and lift the shoulders. They're going to come stacked over the hips. Relax that leg down. Maybe shake it out a little bit. Move the knees side to side. And then relax the feet down into the ground. Go ahead, relax back into your chair. Relax your feet. your knees, your hips, your shoulders. Take a couple soft breaths. And then wiggle your fingers and your toes. Relax your arms down by your sides. Take a nice stretch up. And exhale it out. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. I will see you soon. Namaste.